Interested in learning one of the most broken skips in Resident Evil Requiem? Let's dive straight under the hood of Glitch Vote Entry 4B, the Grinder Skip. To execute this skip as Grace, you need to be on Standard Classic or Insanity difficulty. Why? Because the lower settings feature automatic health regeneration, which will completely break the prerequisite layout phase. And a quick note, do not forget to collect the forklift keys first. I've seen multiple top tier runners lose world record pace here simply because their sequence breaking left them stranded later. Once you're in a danger state, climb the ladder. This is your phase zero trigger. In the RE engine, complex environmental interactions like ladder ascents temporarily drop the player's physical collision boxes to prevent getting geometry locked. Because the distinct danger state stagger animation takes priority, the split second grace tops the platform. The game state engine forgets to reactivate her solid borders. You are now a ghost. From here, toggle into first person mode to point your camera orientation directly to the right of the control console. Switch back to third person and begin spamming your crouch control. Notice how Grace slides seamlessly forward without active directional joystick input. Since her model is suspended in a uncollided state, her specialized danger crouch animation features an aggressive forward lean that forcefully shifts her coordinate position directly across the z axis. Oh, and if any of you are wondering why Grace have so much junk in her trunk, it's because she recently spent her resource points on a structural BBL. Keep your rhythm steady until the interactive prompt pops up. We are rhythmic here, not just panic mashing. We need to afford the engine's physical frame updates time to register the overlapping coordinate parameters until the prompt to extract the third joint plug finally illuminates. Once the plug is securely inside your inventory, drop your field of view back into first person to index your cursor directly against the interlocked in corner seam of the metal railing. Toggle back to third person and repeat your crouch protocol across the empty airspace. Notice how the engine shakes violently as I push through the metal bar? The RE engine detects an invalid position boundary and attempts to execute a hard collision check to trigger a pushback rejection. But by maximizing our input speed, our model slipped past the physics frame checks entirely, letting us glide directly over the pool to activate the drainage wheel. Let's break down the exact software architecture behind why this works. The grinder skip relies on a dual variable exploit inside the engine's memory stack: animation priority overwrite and input driven vector velocity. When Grace enters the care center, the entire map layout is regulated by hardbox colliders, designed to force you through a resource draining 15-minute search loop for power parts. However, by combining the danger state with the ladder exit frame, we overwrite the structural registry. The game reads Grace's placement as actively climbing, which sets her wall collision state to false. When the animation changes to her red health idle pose, it fails to execute a status check to re-enable her solid mesh boundaries. When you drop into third person and tap crouch, you are using the forward leaning movement velocity frames of her low health animation loop to manually push her unindexed coordinates directly through the wall. Because of her collision parameters are inactive, the spinning grinder drum's death trigger fails to calculate an intersection hitbox with Grace's model, allowing you to walk across the hazard pool to clear the phase checkpoint. Yep, so I just need to. Okay, I was there. I thought I veered off a little bit, but no, I think this is perfect. I just want to get close to this valve handle so that way I can interact with it.